Holidays can halt your progress. The all-inclusive buffet can leave you feeling like you've undone all your progress and hard work. But what if there was a way to limit the damage that is done on these all-inclusive holidays at the buffet and maybe even come back in better shape than you left? For anyone new around here, hi, I'm Joe, I'm a Team GB gymnast and I help people get into shape through my online educational content and coaching services. I've just released my fat and weight loss protocol, which is going to teach you absolutely everything you need to know, my top tips and golden nuggets of information for losing weight and fat before Christmas. I'll leave a link in the description, first one to grab that now for absolutely free. In this video, I'm going to give you my top tips for enjoying your holiday while limiting the damage that is done at the all-inclusive buffet or the bar if you're a drinker. These tips are going to change the way you approach your holiday and maybe even make sure you come back in better shape. Imagine that. Tip 1, keep active and increase expenditure. This is such an important tip. The more you move, the more calories you burn, the less likely you are to be piling on the pounds from the buffet. Whether it's a walk, whether you jump in the pool and you do some lengths, whether it's pickleball, maybe it's paddle, maybe it's volleyball, whatever it is, you need to try and be as active as possible on holiday. This is going to increase your expenditure, so the calories that you are burning while you are away, and mean you can consume more food and maybe some of those treats. It's caffeine for me. It gets me every time. You can do this by increasing your step goal or making sure you're doing some external activities or some excursions. For me, holiday is about relaxing, putting your feet up, but I find that there's still enough time to move as much as you need to. I love to relax by the pool, trust me. But after 3 or 4 hours, I think I'm nearly done. Going for a walk, putting a podcast on or an audiobook is the absolute perfect way to not just increase your expenditure, but also have a bit of a mental check-in as well. Incredibly obvious one, but don't be that person who lies by the pool for a week and doesn't move at all. Make sure you're getting some movement in. It'll make you feel less guilty as well for the expected additional calories that you will be consuming if you're anything like me. And I'm a mean piece of work when I get near that buffet. Tip number 2, make and keep training a priority. I see this all the time. People go away for a week and they have a whole week away from the gym. Not only does this put you off your stride and routine physically, but also mentally. If you can leave room for a couple of short sessions during your holiday and just add them in there, I'm not saying you need to be at the gym every single day, not at all. But if you can add in 2, maybe 3 max sessions to your week, it can make an absolutely huge impact to not only your mental, physical health, but getting back into that routine doesn't have to happen when you go back home. You don't feel like you've lost a little bit of strength or been thrown off your stride. You can go straight back into the gym and hit the ground running. To do this best and also to allow your body to have a little bit of a rest while you're away, if you've been working hard at home, I suggest doing a couple of full body workouts in a routine for your holiday. If you want, you can keep the weights even relatively light, maybe only working to 60-70% of your max across all movements, but that will instill and keep you focused and in routine for when you return home. Personally, I find this so much easier to go back into the gym feeling motivated, feel like I hit the ground running, and you just feel good going to the gym on holiday, don't you? Well, I'm not sure about you, but it makes me feel great. Sitting in the sun, getting a pump on, nothing better. With my clients, when they go on holiday, I let them make the choice. If they want to train, I definitely suggest they go in, do a couple of workouts in a different environment, a different gym. It can be great to just go into the local town, find a gym, or maybe if you want to work out on the beach or something, go and find somewhere, find a different space, takes you away from the family or away from your partner, whoever you're on holiday with, and you can go and work out, get that mental box ticked, physical box ticked, send a little message to your coach, whatever it is, definitely suggest you try it. And if you're interested in hiring me as your coach, I'll leave a link, the second link down below, because the first link is going to be the weight loss protocol, which is absolutely free. But the second link down below is going to tell you a little bit more about what it's like hiring me as your coach. And I know gyms can be an awkward one on holiday. I'm not expecting you to be at the best gym in the world or have the best equipment at your disposal while you are on holiday. However, anticipating this ahead of time and maybe booking a place or a hotel close to a good gym in the area, having a bit of a research, or even booking a hotel with a suitable gym. This hotel we're staying at in Morocco has a lovely gym for a hotel, so that's definitely one of the reasons why I booked to stay here for a few nights. And if you don't want to train on holiday and you want to have the full week off, do it. Don't listen to me. I'm not your dad, but I just find personally it helps me so much to feel like I've ticked those boxes, and when I go home, I get straight back on the bike, back in the saddle, because I never got off it. So get in the gym, get a bit of a pump on. It'll make you feel and look better for when you're getting those family pics, flexing on the other members of the family, flexing on grandpa, whatever it is you're doing, or on the beach when you're trying to smash that next beach volleyball championship. The next tip that is going to bring you home in better shape than you left for your holiday is anticipation of additional calories. What I mean by this is exactly what I tell people about their normal day-to-day routine. Say you were going out for a meal with friends, you're catching up, you're expecting to have a few drinks, have a few bevs at the weekend. I would say to my client, okay, it's absolutely fine. We need to live, we need to enjoy, but something else along the way in the week has got to give. Where are you going to get those extra calories and take them off your total for the week to allow you to maybe overindulge on the weekend? And being on holiday is exactly the same. It might look like slightly reducing the calories that you're consuming ahead of your holidays. It might be skipping breakfast while you're on holiday. It might be limiting dessert only for evening time. There's so many different ways you can do this and anticipate how many calories you are going to be consuming extra to normal. Personally, this is what I like to do. I like to keep my breakfasts quite small, minimal, with high protein. So the classic, maybe an omelette, some form of other protein, maybe a meat, whatever it is, sausage, I don't know. I like to start there. For lunch, I might be a little bit more flexible with what I eat. Usually I'll train after breakfast and then I'll have my lunch. So I am hungry, I'm ready for it. I feel like I've earned it. Predominantly keeping the meals high protein, so foods that are high in protein, and maybe allowing myself a little slice of pizza or something similar to have a little treat. I tend to not have snacks on holiday because I just know that with maybe the drinks, the additional caffeine intake, and the eating free big meals and additional options, never-ending options that are out there, while you're on holiday, you are very likely to overconsume. So I kind of just cut snacking out altogether. But you can, of course, do it, but just really try and keep it to a minimal. And then for me, the evenings are what holiday is all about. On the evenings, I like to have freedom. I like to eat what I want to eat on an evening. This might be a nice steak. This might be a little bit of pizza, whatever this is. But for me, dinner time is my main meal on holiday. Some of my favorite memories from holiday are having meals with friends, family, whatever it is. And I think it's so important that at this time, you can relax, you can enjoy it. So I like to keep my evenings and calories free as possible for the evenings. And I might even have a dessert on the evenings. Here's a little bonus tip before we get onto the final tip that's going to help keep you in shape while you're away enjoying your holiday. Keep sleep and hydration as non-negotiables. What I mean by this is no matter what you're doing on holiday, ensure you are keeping up your levels of sleep and hydration. This is so important to maintain energy levels, keep hormones regulated, and to control those cravings. If you make sure you're having a good usual amount of sleep that you feel like you need or you perform best on, for me, I always have to try and tick that 8-hour box. That's where I feel happy and content, and keeping the hydration as high as possible. Whenever I go on holiday, these are two things that I do not change. If you're consuming excess alcohol more than usual, if you're staying up later than usual, I make sure I get the sleep and the hydration in alongside whatever activities I get up to on holiday. It's also going to make sure that you keep feeling good while you're away on holiday and reduces the likelihood of you feeling rubbish about yourself, especially when you're coming back into your day-to-day routine, whatever that may be. So vital you try to avoid that where possible, because again, that is not going to help you make correct choices like exercise, like picking better options in terms of calorie dense food. You are not going to do so if you feel rubbish. And my last tip is that you need to stop the all or nothing holiday mindset. What I'm getting at here is you do not have to be perfect to maintain your progress or your hard work that you have done on holiday. Make small, simple choices that can add up and compound into a big difference. If you're making big, bad choices every single day, overindulging every single day, not moving every single day, the likelihood of you coming back feeling bad about yourself, struggling to get back into routine is incredibly high. But if you enjoy your holiday, you keep active, you make time for exercise, maybe it's not the gym, maybe it's something that you enjoy to do while keeping in mind those calories and reducing where possible, you will come back in incredible shape and not undo all of your hard work and progress. People think they have to be perfect all the time to achieve incredible results, or they just think it's pointless. That is not true. Remember to grab my free weight loss and fat loss protocol in the description. It's going to be the first link down below in the description. It's going to teach you everything you need to know about weight and fat loss ahead of Christmas. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like and subscribe, and YouTube's going to recommend a video that, if you enjoyed this one, you're going to enjoy even more, and it's going to recommend it right there. Thanks for watching.